In this lecture, you are going to see an introduction to negative SEO. Normally, when we say 1, 2, 3, it means +1, +2 and +3. So like the positive numbers, there are negative numbers too. Similarly, when I say SEO, it means positive SEO. And like negative numbers, there is negative SEO. Now you should ask me, what is negative SEO and why should I learn it if it's not good to do? If you do SEO, your ranking in search results increase, right? Similarly, if you do negative SEO, your ranking will fall. So to not doing that negative SEO, you should know what is considered as negative SEO in the eyes of search engines like Google. Negative SEO is not just something you do wantedly or voluntarily. There are some things which you may do unknowingly, and if such thing or practice falls under negative SEO, your rankings will fall or it will never rise. In fact, negative SEO is something which your competitor can do for your website to reduce your search engine rankings. Yes, that's possible. But if you're starting out fresh and if your website niche doesn't fall under the categories such as hacking tutorials, black hat SEO, etc., that is simply the niche where your competitors are not aware of negative SEO, then you don't need to worry about your competitors or external persons who may do negative SEO for your website. In the next lecture, you will learn the common negative SEO methods practiced by competitors. In this lecture, you are going to learn the common negative SEO methods practiced by competitors. The most commonly used technique to do negative SEO to a competing website by a competitor is by building links for that competing website in some spammy websites. Before explaining how they do it, let me make you aware of a few things. Let's assume that your website has got 1000 backlinks. If over a short period of time, like 24 to 72 hours, your website has got over 100,000 backlinks, then that will trigger an alarm for Google's Penguin algorithm. That algorithm will look for a predefined pattern in those newly emerged overnight backlinks. After analyzing those links, if the algorithm decides that you have manipulated those backlinks, then your rankings for your most popular keywords will fall considerably. Most of you should have got an idea about the link building technique of negative SEO by now. If not, let me make it clear. Assume you have started a new blog on smartphone news. By following the best SEO practices said in this course, your website has got 100,000 daily visitors after 6 months since you have started your blog. Your competitors, who were ranked above you for some keywords like iPhone 7s and Galaxy S8, have got behind you in Google search results. Do you think that they will welcome the change? Absolutely not. They will try to pull your legs in every opportunity they get. One such competitor may pay $5 to a Fiverr guy and ask him to build 10,000 links overnight for some spammy anchor word in some spammy websites. If Penguin algorithm considers that as manipulated link building done by you, then you will lose your ranking for your most popular keywords. Once you go behind, your competitors will come up like old days. See how they killed your rankings on Google. This is just one scenario. It may or may not happen. Wait, did I say it may happen? Yup, I did. Well, why should you trust me, right? In the next lecture, you will learn some of the proofs for negative SEO that exist on World Wide Web. In this lecture, you are going to see some of the proof that exist as an example for negative SEO on World Wide Web. When I searched for negative SEO proof in Google search engine, I got 3 reliable and trustworthy results from the first page itself. The first one is from KAR Communications with a complete history, attack, how the attack happened and how they recovered from that. The next one is the story of Aquas Digital, and the third one is from searchengineroundtable.com. Just have a glance of KAR Communications story. This is the time when their number of spammy backlinks has increased overnight, and that's when they were penalized by Penguin algorithm. The second example is Aquas Digital, and it's the 2nd June when their spammy backlinks has got increased to tremendous level, and almost after 30 days they have recovered from that attack. The third example is Search Engine Roundtable, where they mentioned about the discussion that was carried on in blackhatworld.com. In the poll that has been carried out, the users have thought out of 100 negative SEO attempts, only 11% has failed, which means the remaining 89% of negative SEO attacks has got succeeded. If you want more examples, then replicate my Google search and see the results for yourself. So I proved it to you that it's possible. So now what? We have to fight against this negative SEO. Is that so? Well, the answer is no for most cases. How can I say that? Instead of explaining the reason by myself, I have linked an YouTube video by Matt Cutts on negative SEO. Look for it in the resources section. Watch it to know how could I say that most websites don't need to care about negative SEO. But what about the remaining few? How to deal with this negative SEO? You will learn about this in this section, but in the upcoming lectures. In the next lecture, you will learn what falls under this negative SEO attack and how to prevent or cure once the attack has happened. In this lecture, you will learn what falls under negative SEO attack and how to prevent or cure once your website has been attacked with a motive of negative SEO. If someone attacks your site by brute force, if they eventually hack your site and delete some important files, or if they delete robots.txt file or change its content to discourage search engines not to index your site, then it amounts to negative SEO attack by your competitor. But the above attack can be easily prevented or cured. To prevent such attack, you need to do basic security plus firewall configuration for your WordPress installation. Above all, you should not install plugins or themes from unreliable third-party websites, especially those websites which allow you to download premium themes or plugins for free. But if you're attacked earlier or hacked already, then in addition to the above steps, you need to follow some other series of steps to get your website cleaned. First of all, delete all the plugins, themes after noting them down in a separate screenshot or in a notebook. And then install all the plugins and themes back only from WordPress repository. If you are using third-party plugins or themes, upload and verify them in virustotal.com. Once you have installed all the themes that you have had before the hacking attack, install Theme Authenticity Checker plugin and then check all your themes. This is the general line of treatment. If you believe that your website has got some malware or other undesirable files, then you have got no other option than restoring to an earlier day backup before being attacked by a hacker. If you don't have an earlier backup, then you should ask the paid support from your hosting provider. Here, the backup means your total server backup like R1 Soft backups. If you just have your database backup, then it will be too time consuming to restore your website to the status before attack. In the next lecture, you will learn some tools to analyze your backlink profiles. In this lecture, you are going to learn 5 different types of tools to analyze your backlink profile. As I said in the previous lecture, negative SEO proof, do we need to fight against this negative SEO? Well, the answer is no for most cases. But what about the remaining few cases? Well, for the remaining few cases, you should worry about the bad link building by your competitor. So, how to find whether your competitor has done harm in any manner of negative SEO to your website? To find that, you need to inspect your backlink profile. There are several free and paid tools available to get your website's backlink profile. But now, let's see a few backlink profile checking tools such as Rank Signals, Majestic, Open Site Explorer, SEMrush, and OpenLink Profiler. First, let's start with ranksignals.com. Here I have searched for lensfire.blogspot.com, which was the first blog with which I started my blogging experience in 2010. Well, Rank Signals displays only the first 5 title and URL of referring page and also their anchor text and URL. But if you want to access more of your backlink profile, you need to sign up. Then why should we use Rank Signals? What's so special about this backlink checking tool? It displays the page rank of your domain, also the page rank of the linking domains too. Let's move on to the next backlink profile checking tool, the famous Open Site Explorer from Moz. Open Site Explorer has a small drawback. Whenever you search a subdomain, this tool will display the results partially for the domain name and partially for subdomain name. For example, I have checked for lensfire.blogspot.com, but the domain authority is given for blogspot.com. Only the page authority is given for lensfire.blogspot.com. Unlike other backlink checking tools, Open Site Explorer deducts only a few amount of the backlink for a given particular domain. That's the drawback of Open Site Explorer. So let's move on to Majestic Site Explorer results. The main advantage of Majestic Site Explorer is that it not only gives the current backlinks or backlink profiles, it also gives you the historic backlinks. For instance, I dropped maintaining this blog in 2012, and during that time I was having around 5,700 external backlinks, 404 domain that were referring to this blog, but now I have only 159 external backlinks. This is because I am not maintaining this blog. So in this manner, you can also check the previous history of any particular domain or subdomain name using Majestic Site Explorer. It also breaks down the proportion of follow and no follow links, redirects, text links, images, etc. You can also see the proportion of anchor text with which you are getting the backlinks. Another big advantage of this Majestic Site Explorer is that you can see each and every backlink without paying even a penny to Majestic Site Explorer. When I open this backlinks tab, you can see all of the backlinks that are referring to your domain. But beyond the 10 backlinks, you cannot see the backlinks domain, but you can see the trust flow, citation flow, link type, lost scene and informations from those domain name. If you want to access the URL of these domain names too, then you can sign up for a free account. Now we are in SEMrush backlink checking tool. The major distinction compared to Majestic Site Explorer to SEMrush is that apart from backlinks, SEMrush also displays you the estimated organic and paid traffic to your site. Also, it displays the top organic keywords, main organic competitors, and their positioning map. Now we have come to the last and the best backlink profile checking tool, Open Link Profiler. Why I am mentioning this Open Link Profiler as the best backlink profile checking tool? It's because we can filter out the backlinks based on many criteria such as source URL, link text, date added, top level domains, unique domains, etc., which will be very useful when we analyze our backlink profile for negative SEO attack. In the next lecture, you will learn how to interpret the backlink profile generated by these tools. In this lecture, you will learn to interpret the situations that are not a negative SEO attack by your competitor. In the comment section of most of these negative SEO articles, you could find several people raising their voice that their competitor has attacked them. It's quite natural to come to that opinion if you look from their source. When they look at their backlink profile, if they find some odd man out, they would say, I didn't make these spammy links, so who could have done that? Yeah, my competitors should have. That's so logical from their point of view. But whenever you find some spammy links in your backlink profile, those links might not have been created by your competitor, or they might not be a spammy link at all. Let's see some situations that are not a negative SEO attack by your competitor. The first such example is some websites which analyze and provide information about each and every domain on World Wide Web. These are not spammy links. Even some directories or websites similar to demos.org or traffic information sites similar to alexa.com, etc. will also provide you a backlink from their site. They are not spammy. If you find so many number of backlinks that come from the same name and same anchor word, then it means your domain link is added site-wide on that website. Just check that website on Web of Trust, that is mywot.com. If the website's trustworthiness or child safety is shown in green color, then that means that backlink is also safe. If you want to check for multiple number of backlinks, install WOT extension in Google Chrome and open all the websites. Then you can see the trustworthiness of each and every backlink that you have opened. Sometimes you might have asked your friends, relatives to use your domain name whenever they are asked for a website name, or if you have bought a paid SEO service a few years back, it's possible that they are still building some random links for you. The last situation is your site could have got hacked. Yes, hackers may use the vulnerabilities in some non-updated plugins or themes and hack your website, create pages on their own, redirect it to some of their own websites. Then they will build spammy backlinks for the redirected pages on your site. Definitely the last two cases leads to negative SEO. That is when your website is hacked or when you have bought a paid SEO service which creates spammy backlinks even now. But they are not needed to be done by your competitor. They are not done to make your rankings fall at least. But sometimes you can find with certainty that you are under negative SEO attack. Let's see some examples for that. If you're getting a sudden influx of links from spammy websites or forums or from computer generated auto blog posts, then that's a sign. If there are sudden rise in backlinks from multiple websites for a same anchor word which is unrelated to your domain name, your website niche, then that's a sign of negative SEO. Last but not the least, if you're getting backlinks from porn sites, gambling sites, etc., then you're definitely under negative SEO attack. In the upcoming sets of lectures, you will learn how to prevent negative SEO attack on your website. In this lecture, you are going to learn some series of steps that you should do in Google Search Console to get your first line of defense against negative SEO. This is the dashboard of Google Search Console. Click on this gear icon and select Search Console Preferences. By default, the Enable Email Notifications checkbox should be enabled. If it's disabled, then enable it. And also, in the Type drop-down list, choose All Issues. When you select this All Issues, not only the malware notifications, you will also get notified when you are penalized by Google for negative SEO practices. So it will be easier for you to react to any adverse situations that occur for your website. Then click Save button to save these settings. Now go back to dashboard and enter some property such as your main domain or website, and then go to search traffic and click links to your site. Then click more under who links the most. Here comes the backlinks that are recognized by Google. You may have thousands of other backlinks, but if Google considers them as useless or unrelated, etc., then you need not care about those backlinks. To continuously monitor your recent or latest links, you can select this Download Latest Links button. You can choose between CSV or Google Docs format. When you click OK, all your recent backlinks will be opened in Google Documents format. Then you can analyze each and every backlink ordered date-wise. For example, the links that were discovered in November appears first compared to the links that were discovered in January. So in a systematic intervals such as a week or twice a month or even a month, you can check the list of backlinks that has got appeared for your site. So in this lecture, you have learned how to enable the email notifications for all issues and also how to download the latest backlinks that are recognized by Google. In the next lecture, you will learn how to protect the best backlinks that are present in your backlink profile. In this lecture, you are going to learn how to protect your best backlinks in your backlink profile. Lensfire.com. This was a website that I maintained from 2011 to 2013. I sold this website for several $1,000s. But before I sold it, I was getting around 15,000 to 16,000 daily visitors. At those time, this website had around 5,000 to 6,000 backlinks. But now I don't even own this domain, and when I look for this domain name, there is not even a legitimate website that is maintained under this domain name. So for some reason, if I like to transfer those backlinks or at least the best backlinks to my current website, then I can follow the steps that I'm going to do in this lecture. And also, if your website has got some of the best backlinks with high link influence score, then you should protect and preserve those links. The steps are same, but the purposes are different. So let's see how to do that. In openlinkprofiler.org, just search for your domain name and click Get Backlinks. Then sort all the backlinks in the descending order of link influence score. Here you can see that the first two links are of no follow attribute. So let me go to third. This is an archive page, so I am leaving this also. I am coming to the fourth backlink. When I open this page, the backlink is found at the last line of the post, that is here. Windows 8's improved compatibility with AMD Bulldozer CPUs. It's linked to one of the posts that I had published in lensfire.com. The anchor word is displayed here also, so you can easily find it. Now, this anchor word is linked to lensfire.com, right? But I imported those old articles into my new website, that is inspirearun.com. In this case, I want this backlink to be corrected to inspirearun.com instead of lensfire.com. So how can I do that? This is not my website, so it's not my property. I cannot edit it. In those cases, see to the footer or on the header for Contact Us link. When you click on this link, most probably you will get a contact form like this. Enter your name, your social profile, and a concise letter mentioning that you have moved to a new website and you wish to change so-and-so link to so-and-so website. The main key thing here is that how will the webmaster know that you are the legal owner of lensfire.com and you are requesting him to move to inspirearun.com. In such case, you should provide some of your social links or social pages such as Facebook pages for Lensfire or Google Plus pages or something that the proof that you had owned lensfire.com. And also, how will he verify that you are the owner of inspirearun.com? For that purpose, you should create an work email under your own domain name like arun@inspirearun.com. This will tell him that you are an official person under the domain inspirearun.com. This is how you should contact each webmaster and protect or preserve your best backlinks. I agree that it's time consuming, but look at the link influence score. It's 98%. Instead of developing hundreds of low quality backlinks, if you preserve and protect a few of your best backlinks with high link influence score, the chances of getting higher search engine ranking is very high. In the next lecture, you will learn how to prepare the list of worst backlinks and also how to remove those backlinks from the eyes of Google. In this lecture, you are going to learn how to collect the list of worst backlinks and how can we remove them from the eyes of Google. In Open Link Profiler, enter your website URL and click Get Backlinks, and then order all the backlinks in ascending order of link influence score. You don't need to remove each and every link that appears as red color under link influence score, but you need to analyze each and every one which are shown in red color. This is a old and inactive website, that's why I have got only 85 active backlinks. Whereas if your website is famous, then you can have as many as 4,000 to 5,000 backlinks. Among them, you may have 1,000 to 2,000 backlinks with very low link influence score, that is in the red region. So how to analyze them and prepare a list of worst backlinks? Actually, it's sort of easy. For example, let's start from the first one. Open the backlink. The first thing that you should see is whether it's related to your website niche or not. Here, this particular page is related to my website. For example, I can find some words such as CPU, motherboard, RAM, some graphic cards model number, processors model number, etc. And Here is some person asking for help, and there are a list of replies, and one of the replies is having a backlink to my website. So this is absolutely normal. But why the link influence score is 0? This just means that this link has got 0 influence to your website. That means even if the link is absent, the ranking of your website will not change. That is the meaning of 0% link influence score. So, though the forum is unrelated to my website, the particular page of this forum is related to my website. So, I can leave this as it is. Do you wonder why I should leave it if the link influence score is 0? Presently, this forum may not get a lot amount of traffic and it may not have a higher domain authority. But in future, over a progress of time such as 1 or 2 years, this forum may get a higher domain authority and higher amount of traffic. In such case, these backlinks may get higher link influence score. So I don't need to remove all those links with 0 link influence score. Let's move to the second one. This backlink is not in English language. But to understand what's there in this page, let's translate it. This forum's title itself is inferring that this is a dangerous website, because the title says that spam, 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 loudly spam, isn't it? But still, let's go through the website or the page alone. Someone is asking whether to take GTX 570 or 580 graphics card, and a few people are replying, and I can't find the link to my website in this post. But what I found is there are another links to some famous computer hardware sites such as Anandtech, Trusted Reviews, and several other sites too. So it finally comes to my personal opinion whether to remove it or not. Though the discussions are related to my website, and since the link influence score is 0 as of now, and the industry of the forum is completely unrelated to me, the only plus side is that this page alone is related to my website, like the previous one. But what is the difference compared to the first and this link? The first backlink has got the link influence score as 0, but still it's not a spam website. But this one doesn't live up to my expectation. So I wish to remove these backlinks from the eyes of Google. So how can you do that? In the upcoming lectures, you will learn how to remove these links from the eyes of Google. But in the next lecture, you will learn to collect a series of backlinks like this and preparing a list of worst backlinks to remove them from the eyes of Google. In this lecture, you will learn to collect a list of worst backlinks and to remove them from the eyes of Google. In the last lecture, we decided to remove this link, and let's assume that I need to add this one to the list of worst links. Let's see how to add it. When you mouse over this Add Link button, you can see that Add to Link Manager. When you click on it, you will be asked to create a free SEO profiler account. Go ahead and enter your email address and a password to create an account. You will be asked to confirm your email address. Open your inbox and click on the verification link. Once I click on that link, this welcome message is displayed to me, which means my email is verified successfully. Once you have got this welcome message, click Project Overview, then select Link Profiler and go to Backlinks. Then sort these backlinks in the ascending order of link influence score. Now click on this button to add to Link Manager. I wish to add this link to the Link Manager too. Like this, add all the links that are suspicious to your eyes. Once you have added all the links that are suspicious to your eyes, go to Link Building and select Link Manager. You have created a list of worst backlinks from your backlink profile. But these backlinks are suspicious just for our eyes. If you don't want to spend a lot of time in analyzing each and every backlink, then you can simply go to Link Profiler and select Link Disinfection. Here you will get a list of suspicious links which are determined by SEO Profiler itself. You can just remove those links from the eyes of Google. So by the end of this lecture, you could have prepared your own suspicious links, or you could have got the links that are suspicious to the eyes of SEO Profiler. In the next lecture, you will learn how to remove the list of worst links from the eyes of Google using Disavow tool. In this lecture, you will learn how to remove the worst backlinks from your backlink profile to the eyes of Google. After preparing this list of worst backlinks, search for Disavow tool in Google search and click on the first search result, because the URL is pretty lengthy to remember. Even then, I will provide you this URL as a resource to this lecture. When you open this tool, you will be taken to this page which says, if you believe your site's ranking is being harmed by low quality links you do not control, you can ask Google not to take them into account when assessing your site. You should still make every effort to clean up unnatural links pointing to your site. So what this line means? Before you wish to disavow links that are pointing to your site, you should make every effort to clean them up by yourself. So how can we do that? For example, let's take this URL, copy it, and then go to whois.com/whois and then search the domain name. Then press Ctrl F and search for @ which you use in email. Then all the email address that are present in this page will get highlighted. You can see that the registrant email, the admin email, the tech email are all same for this domain name. So you can directly send an email to this email address and request them to remove the backlink in this page that is pointing to your site. Make sure that you send an email from an work email address that belongs to that domain name. For example, arun@lensfire.com. When you send an email from an email address which consists of the domain name, then the webmaster of the target domain will understand and realize that you are a representative of the domain that you are speaking about. But you cannot guarantee that all those webmasters will remove the link from their web pages. Only in that case, you can use Disavow tool. Since I am not the owner of lensfire.com, I cannot disavow links that are targeting to that domain. But I will show you a demo of how you can use these disavow links with my test dummy site, that is seo.inspirearun.com. So now click disavow links. Again, you are given a warning message that this is an advanced feature and should be used with caution. Why you are displayed this message? This is because if you accidentally disavow a high quality link, assuming it as a spam link, then your search engine ranking may fall. So let's proceed by clicking disavow links. Here you need to choose a text file which consists of a list of worst backlinks that you have prepared in the previous lecture. Add those links one by one in a text document and save it in .txt format. Then upload here by clicking choose file and then click submit. That's it. Google will start to process each and every backlink that you have mentioned in that text document. If you want to directly export this list of worst links into a .txt text document, just click export and then click download CSV file. By downloading this file, you can open this CSV file in Excel and then copy only the URL column into a text document, then upload into disavow links. This is how you can remove all the worst links that are pointing to your domain. In the next lecture, you will learn how to use index, no index, follow and no follow tags in your WordPress website to make sure that Google deducts no duplicate content from your website. In this lecture, you're going to learn how to avoid duplicate content within your website to the eyes of Google by modifying the index, no index, follow and no follow tags. I believe that you have already installed Yoast SEO plugin, as we have said that several times in the course in the previous lectures. So now go to SEO and select titles and metas. Then come to Taxonomies tab and then select no index for tags. Why are we selecting no index for tags, or what this does? When you select this no index, even if Google can access or crawl the tags pages, they will not index it, which means those tags URL will not be shown in search results too. But why should we do that? Isn't it beneficial? It's because the content which you publish in post appears the same in homepage, the same in page 2, page 3 archives, date archives, category archives, and also tags archives or tags pages. So the same content is appearing multiple times in multiple URLs, but the content is same. So in the eyes of Google, this may appear as a duplicate content. You may have only 50 to 60 posts or pages, but the number of indexed pages may go around 100 to 200. From where these number of indexed posts or pages came? They are all the duplicate content, which means your tag pages, your category pages, your monthly, daily and yearly archives, and also your author pages. For example, this is the home page, which consists of the recent 5 posts, so it contains almost half content of every post. And here comes the full extension of our first post. But when I choose or when I click one of these tags, it displays the same content as homepage or the first half of all the posts that are assigned these tags. So what will Google think about this one? Google will think that the same content is duplicated across various URLs. So this is the reason you need to no index the tag pages or the archives which you don't want to be indexed or which are not necessary to appear in search result pages. So that's the justification. So come to Taxonomies tab and no index tags pages. Sometimes users may directly search for the important categories in your website. For example, if I am running a computer hardware site at inspirearun.com, users may search for Inspire Arun processors or inspirearun.com graphic card, like that. So in such case, it's better to leave categories pages indexed. So don't change index meta tag for categories. The only meta tag which you should make no index is tags under the taxonomies page. Now click Save Changes and come to Archives. My suggestion is to keep the author archives enabled, but keep them no indexed. If you are running a few authors blog, then most of the content that appears in the post, in the home page, the category page will be almost same as the author archives. So it's better to keep them no indexed, and hence I selected no index meta tag for author archives. By default, Yoast SEO will assign no index for date-based archives, and I suggest you to leave it as it is. Now click Save Changes. Coming to the other tab, Subpages of Archives. This is nothing but the subpages of home page. When we come down to the end or bottom section of our home page, you can see the pages, that is page 2, page 3, page 4, etc. All the content in the subpages will be similar to the content of individual posts, right? So you don't need to index them, but you need to index the page 1 alone, which is your home page. So to disable the indexing of subpages of archives, select No Index and click Save Changes. This is the latest version of Yoast SEO plugin. So wherever you click No Index, automatically it's assigned Follow tag, which means all the links in that No Index page will be followed by Google's spider bot, but they won't be indexed. So it will pass on all the link juice, but just they won't appear on the search result. Also, it increases the number of words per indexed post. So I suggest you to do as I have shown in this lecture. In the next lecture, you will learn how to deal with the pages or posts that are not found on your website. Simply we can say 404 error pages. In this lecture, you will learn how to deal with the 404 not found pages. Open the Search Console and come to Crawl and then Crawl Errors. By default, Google Search Console will populate all the not found pages in your website which are accessed by Google Spider. Periodically, you should check the list of URL errors and correct them or redirect them to appropriate posts or pages. Or if you have deleted the post knowingly, or if you have removed the URL wantedly, then you can redirect that particular 404 not found page or this URL error to home page. So how to do that? Come to Yoast SEO and then click Search Console. You don't need to go to Search Console to see the list of not found pages or URL errors. I have already taught you to link Search Console with Yoast SEO. If you haven't made yet, then link now, because you can deal with all the 404 not found pages or URL errors within Yoast SEO itself. For example, this plugin displays 5 URL errors here, which is the same in our Google Search Console too. So how we can create redirect? When I view this particular post or link, I found that this page cannot be found. This could have happened due to several reasons. I could have changed my permalink, or I could have deleted a post, or I could have changed the URL slug of a post. So if you can find a perfect match, then you can create a redirect for that post. For example, let's assume that this p is equal to 34 represents this post. Then just see how I'm going to create a redirect for this URL error. Right-click the target post, then copy link address. Come to Yoast SEO's Search Console dashboard and then mouse over the link, click Create Redirect. Basically, this custom redirect is an Yoast SEO premium plugin feature. You can either buy the premium extension or you can install another plugin to do this job. Go to Plugins and select Add New. Search for Redirect. Install SEO Redirection plugin. Once you have activated this plugin, come to Settings and select SEO Redirection. Under Custom Redirects tab, click Add New. Paste the URL of target post in redirect to box and then copy the link address of the error URL, paste it in redirect from. Make sure that the redirection type stays as 301, which means a permanent redirect. Now click Add New. So let's refresh this URL error page. We have corrected or redirected the URL error to the appropriate post. But what if you have deleted wantedly around 50 to 60 links, and if you want not to redirect them to appropriate post, then what to display? You have got two choices. Either display a 404 not found page with an elegant search box under related posts or your popular posts, or you can simply redirect all those 404 not found pages to your home page. How can you do that? That's so simple. Go to Plugins and click Add New, and then type 404 to start, then search. Install the first plugin 404 to start. Once activated, go to Settings and then select 404 to start. You have got three options. Instead of deactivating the plugin, you can just switch off it, or you can permanently move all the 404 errors to home page, which will resolve those errors, or you can choose 302 mode, which means the error page is found but it's been moved temporarily, which is not recommended for SEO purpose. So I recommend choosing 301. And also, you can have an email alert sent to your email address whenever a redirect happens. By this way, you can get informed about all the 404 errors, because once you permanently move all those error links or error URLs, both Search Console or Yoast Search Console will not display any error pages. That's why it's better to check email alert. You have got three more options. That is, you can exclude logged in users from triggering the email alert. You can exclude search engine agents, and also you can exclude hacking attempts. But this hacking attempt is just an experimental feature. So that's all with 404 to start settings. Let me give you a preview of how this 404 to start plugin works. We haven't created a redirect to these four URL errors. Let's view this URL error. See, after a few seconds, the user is redirected to the home page. In the next lecture, you will learn about canonical tags, which helps you to avoid duplicate content. In this lecture, you are going to learn what is a canonical tag and how to use it on our website. So, what is a canonical tag? This is another option for dealing with duplicate content. The tag rel equal to canonical tag passes the same amount of juice like 301 redirect. But the thing is, this redirect is visible only for the eyes of search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. But this redirect will not affect real visitors. Let me explain you with a simple example. This is a post published on my website in February 3rd week regarding a processor's release date and specification. Assume that I have got hundreds of comments on this page. But now, after the processor's release, you find that the specifications and price seems to vary from the one you have published. So now you have got two solutions. You publish a new post on the latest specification and do a 301 redirect to the new post. But what will happen to those valuable comments? Visitors will miss those comments, right? So you should find a solution that this old post should be visible to visitors but invisible in the eyes of search engines. And also, this link should be redirected to the new link in the eyes of Google, Bing, and Yahoo. This is where canonical tag comes into play. How to add canonical tag into a post on our website? It's pretty easy. Come to Add New Plugins page and search for Canonical. Then install Canonical SEO Content Syndication WordPress plugin. Once you have installed and activated, you can easily add the canonical tag. Let me show you how. Let's assume that this is a new post and this is an old post where I wish to keep this old post as it is for the eyes of visitors but redirect the search engine to this new post. So how can I do that? Come to old post and click edit post. Now come to new post, copy its URL and then come back to old post, edit post section, come down. Here you can see SEO plugin canonical settings. Under custom canonical URL box, paste the URL of new post which you want to appear in the eyes of other search engines. Now click update. Let's view the post. So now you can see that this old post appear for the eyes of visitors, that is real users, but not in the eyes of Google because Google Spider will be redirected to the new post. In the next lecture, you will learn top 5 mistakes that ought to be avoided when using this canonical tag. In this lecture, we are going to learn 5 common mistakes that are done by webmasters as mentioned in Google Webmaster Center blog. The first mistake is don't assign canonical tag to the subpages of each post. For example, let's assume that a post has got 10,000 words and you have split it into 10 pages. In that case, don't assign the first page as target canonical URL to the remaining pages because they are not duplicate content, right? They are just split into multiple pages. If you still want to assign a canonical tag, then assign the target URL of a complete post which contains all the 10,000 words. That will be appropriate. So, in this case, Google's recommendation is to mention the canonical tag to a single page version of the article. The second mistake is either mention the canonical tag URL in the form of relative HTML. That is, like just cupcake.html for this target URL. In other words, you should not mention a link without HTTP because when you write like this, then Google will consider it as example.com/example.com/cupcake.html because when you mention a link without HTTP, it will be considered as a relative URL instead of absolute URL. So keep an eye on that. The third mistake is that you should mention only one canonical tag and a target URL per post. That is, you should not redirect a single post to multiple posts. That's why there should be only one canonical tag per post. If you add multiple canonical tags, then Google will neglect all of them. So make sure that you mention only one. It can happen when you install multiple plugins which handles canonical tags. The fourth mistake is assigning canonical tag to a category or a landing page to some featured article. Let's say you run a site about desserts and your site has some useful category pages like pastry, and each day you are publishing a featured unique article. And for instance, If you want your category to be redirected to those featured articles in the eyes of Google, and if you add canonical tag for those categories, then you should know that those categories will never appear in Google search results. That's why you should not add a canonical tag to a category altogether. For example, if you add this canonical tag to pastry category, then that pastry category will not appear in Google search result. The last or the fifth mistake is adding this canonical tag inside the body. Canonical tags must be added inside the head HTML tags and not inside the body tag. So make sure that you insert inside the head tag of the HTML document and not like this inside the body tag. Apart from these 5 mistakes, Google also has some recommendations for the webmasters to be followed. The first recommendation is that don't unnecessarily assign canonical tag for every other post that you like. Assign canonical tags only to the posts which have a considerable amount of text as common, because adding multiple canonical tags will reduce the number of indexed pages of your site. Also double check whether the target canonical tag exists or not, because if the target doesn't exist, then it may show a 404 error page. The third thing that you should make sure is that target canonical URL page is not assigned a no index tag, because it should be indexable by Google. In the next lecture, you will learn some of the bad practices which you should not follow on your site, else you will get penalized by Google algorithms. In this lecture, you are going to learn some of the bad practices that you should not follow on your site, else you will get penalized by Google. The first thing is not to write very thin or shallow content on your post. The minimum requirement of number of words per post is 300. So try to make up to at least 300 words per post. Higher the number of words, better will be your ranking. But just for the sake of increasing number of words, don't bargain with the quality. The second mistake that you should not do is cloaking or making doorway pages. Cloaking means offering different version of page for humans and for search engines. What humans see won't be seen by Google or other search engines. This is one of the serious practice that is banned by Google. The third most common mistakes which are done by beginner webmaster is keyword stuffing, like adding the keyword multiple number of times. For example, 5 to 10 times within a 100-word limit. As I have already said in the user experience and technical sections, just add the keyword one time per 100 word. You may consider adding the related terms and proof terms instead of stuffing the keyword. Also, don't use multiple number of H1, that is heading 1 tags. Use them sparse, like 1 or 2 per 300 word post. The fourth practice which you should avoid is having hidden text in your content. For example, in olden days, people used to stuff keyword and make them hidden to the eyes of users. This is somewhat related with cloaking, that is offering a different version to humans and a different one to search engines like Google. The next practice which you should avoid is piracy. Don't copy any of the posts from other blogs or websites to your website. But you can learn copywriting and you can rewrite the post from other blogs and websites. But if you don't provide value to your visitor, then just a rewritten article will not provide any additional value to your visitors. So if you want to copy a content from other website, read it, understand the content, and then write it on your own words, adding your own opinion on the subject matter, which will add some more value to your visitors. The next most commonly practiced mistake is, in the sense of getting more advertisement revenues, webmasters used to add more number of advertisements in above the fold region. We have already discussed about this in user experience section, that is, not to add more than one ad above the fold and not to add pop-up or interstitial ads. When your website grows to certain number of level, if your website has got page ranks, then there will be many companies or brands which will offer you a price to add a follow link to their website, post or product. And if you involve in such practices, that is either buying paid links or selling paid links on your website, then your website will be penalized by Google. The last practice which you should avoid is link spam. What is it? New webmasters, in the name of link building, tend to submit their links to multiple number of forums, blogs and websites, but without knowing the quality of those websites, they add the link of their website into those spammy forums or blogs or websites. Instead of building your domain authority, those spammy backlinks will reduce your ranking on search engines. So these are some of the bad practices which you should avoid as a webmaster. In the next lecture, let's wrap up this negative SEO section.